good afternoon, Modu, and good afternoon to all of you. I will seize this opportunity to thank you for accompanying us during this Meet the People Talk 2023. It's an honor to be here with you to answer some of your questions. Modu, going straight to your question, well, the assessment is overall, I think it was a very good talk. Basically, I think no issues, and overall we are very happy because we feel that the communities that we visited, they have recognized the efforts that government is doing, especially the social projects that we are doing. We have completed some of them, and we have started new ones. So I think that have given hope to the communities that we have visited. So overall, the tour was very impressive, and we were satisfied with the tour. As I said, I think there were no issues as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you very much. With that, we move on to QTV.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV. Your Excellency, thank you for granting us this opportunity. During the tour, you've called on Gambians on both sides of the political divide to join you in the best interest of national development. Do you consider inviting the opposition, sitting down with them face to face on a national dialogue for the development of this country? Thank you.
Yes, I am very serious about this call. I think I am more than willing to sit down with the opposition and discuss about the development of this country. Because I believe that this country belongs to all of us. Whether you are opposition or you are ruling party, basically the most important thing is we are all Gambians. And if we are Gambians, we are all working towards the development of this country. So I think as a head of state, it should be my responsibility, and it should be part of my principles to listen to all Gambians. And listening to all Gambians, you will learn in the process, and it will help you in doing your job, because the job you are doing it for the entire Gambian people. And the projects we are doing, we are not distinguishing who is opposition and who is government. When we build roads, it's all Gambians that use the road. So definitely, I think the development of this country is my priority, and it's my responsibility to make sure this country move forward. And as I said, things cannot be as they used to be. We are in the 21st century now. The world have moved on, and Gambia have to move on. So that's why, and it's basic principles in a democratic environment that you listen to all sides.
Thank you very much. Next, we call on the party network.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Daura Bande. I work for the party network. Once again, I say thank you very much for inviting me to talk. My question is, during this talk, we've heard about the concerns raised by women, most of whom are market vendors, and they are affected by the ongoing nationwide operation to grant homes. What plan does your government have for these women, most of whom are also depending on their daily sales to survive? They don't have a job.
Yes, that is true. There are a lot of complaints, but one thing we all have to understand: we cannot govern this country by just doing things the way we want it. We have to follow due process. We have to respect the law. This is what everybody should understand. It is part of government responsibility to make sure we build markets or create environment for business. And government is doing that. But I can tell you some of these women who are maybe sitting on the road, doing business. They have available space in some of these markets. If you go inside the markets are empty. But the main thing is these women tend to compete. They compete for customers. So you think that if you sit on the road, the first customer that comes to the market will just come to you and buy. I think basically that's the way they are thinking. But since then, I have talked to senior government officials so that we will look at the women market at Bruceby. Women market at Bruceby, as we speak, I think they are looking at that market because the market is built basically for women. And we have to look at that market. I'll be visiting that market myself personally, and definitely we will invite the women so that they will come and do business in that market. Because I've always been saying this, if the women are in a market and the people need their goods, obviously, people will drive and go to the market and buy from them. I can give you an example. A lot of people drive to Tanje to go and buy fish. You understand? Because you need fish. Me, myself, personally, I do go to Tanje and buy fish. So obviously, if the women are positive and ready to work with government, we will give them professional advice and we will make sure we provide a place for them to do business.
Okay, next, the point.
Welcome, yes, my name is Mohammed Yao, and I work for the newspaper. My question is, during this nationwide event, Gambians have faced so many issues. Key among them is the issue of active water shortage, roads, among others. Do the government have short-term plans in addressing these kind of issues that inhabitants or local dwellers have faced?
Government have plans, because obviously you were with us in the talk. You have seen the water projects that we have inaugurated, water projects that are completed. And these are big projects. Some of these projects are serving almost approximately about 400,000 communities will access water with these projects, because we have about 20 boreholes, that is the Japanese project, and we have other projects with the ADP, that is 110. All in all will be like 132 boreholes. Right now the 55, the projects are on, and the other 55 we have just signed. So obviously it's not even short term, but even the long-term plan is going on. But for the short-term plan, we have boreholes that are cheaper boreholes, whereby we build water, facilities for communities, maybe smaller communities, with 5,000 liters tanks here and there. Those are the short-term, but these are bigger water facilities, about the capacity of 50,000 liters, and you can pump it within two hours. So these are big projects, these are long-term projects, and these projects can serve for 30 years. So these are big projects. So we are doing everything possible. And even demand for water, basically, generally, if you look at this, made the people to it have reduced drastically, because a lot of people are now accessing water. But the short-term and long-term plan is all going on at the same time, simultaneously. Yeah.
Is it Florida? Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I am Mark Tumane from Florida newspaper. So my question is, throughout the you have been talking about increasing taxes, but you have not talked about how much this will increase or the type of taxes that you are increasing. You would like one to know that.
Yes, this is a technical statement. You know, we have non-tax revenue. This is where we want to look at. Basically, if you look at our budget, there is a deficit in the budget. And our partners every year we expect budget support of about 3 billion. And non-tax revenue, we collect about 5 billion. Well, when I sat down with the finance minister, I told him I think we have to look at this non-tax revenue. When I say non-tax revenue, when you register in your property at the Ministry of Justice, it's not all the time that you go register a property. Maybe in lifetime it's once. You go pay 500. If we say pay 1,000, you are contributing to our national development. Whereby the fiscal plan charge you maybe 300. We say we should increase it to 500. You go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to authenticate your document. It's free. We say you pay 500 for that. These are the taxes we are talking about. These are not taxes that you pay every day. Marriage certificate. These are the taxes you have. You go to the court, pay for summons. Where you say pay for summons 500. You say pay 1,000. These are the taxes we are talking about. These are not taxes that you pay all the time, because maybe you might go to court once in your life, or you might not even go to court. But generally, what we collect, the assessment is 5 billion. If our partners are giving us 3 billion, and we increase this, we collect 10 billion, we might not need our partners. And you think this partnership will continue forever? This year, since January, we are expecting budget support. Up to now, we haven't received the budget support. Without our taxes, do you think the country will continue to move on? It will not happen. And we want development in this country. We want to build roads. If we want to build roads, definitely we have to contribute. You know, when you are running a country, it's just like what we call here local asus. We put money together, then we benefit from it. This is what we are talking about. When we collect the taxes, we build the roads. That's basically what it is. We pay more, we got quality service, sustainability, and also freedom. Because obviously, if we can provide enough money for our budget, we don't need the IMF. We don't need them to contribute. We don't need them to condition us. Of recent, they said we should reduce the speed of our development, capital expenditure. That's what they said. The 365 kilometers of roads, they say we cannot continue with them. We said no. These are social projects. And we are here to impact on the life of the people. But if we are not going to change that, what are we going to do? We said now we will create new money. These are new areas. These are low-hanging fruits. We want governments to contribute, to support our projects. When you pay, you are paying, for your own projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we call on Kefa. Kefa. No, okay. Nyato.
Good afternoon, sir, Your Excellency. My name is Maria Majaro from Nyato, Gambia. As we've been monitoring during the talk, you have mentioned about empowering women and youths, and then meaning that based on our feasibility study, is there any project plan for the opposite sex so that the empowerment will be fully 100% or 75% for the women?
Well, I think we have always been very generous to the women, but we feel that it is not enough. If it is not enough, we have to get money somewhere. In this, we want to go further even to build a bank. That's what we are thinking. Because the women are the vulnerable group. Their access to finance is very difficult. To meet conditions of banks, normal banks, is difficult. So their chances of accessing loans to do business, either petty business or whatever, are very slim. So government have to come in here to help the vulnerable group. The youths, they are the future leaders of tomorrow. and they are the greater percentage of this country. So to prepare this country for tomorrow, we have to prepare these groups. This is why government is thinking that way. Normally we provide about 10 million every year, but we want to do more because it is not enough. So we are not leaving anybody behind. No one will be left behind. We want to support all together, but we have to be innovative. We have to be clever in how we do it. We have to look for resources, but in an innovative way. This is the way we are thinking. I think opening a bank here, women bank, I think that will help because it will make it very, very easy and all women will have equal opportunities to access these loans. Because they should be soft loans and basically there is no guarantee on us.
Thank you. Block TV.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Paul Kure. I work for Block TV. Space for infrastructural development is a challenge, especially in the greater Barrow area. What strategy will government have to address the use of land for development purposes?
If you say development, specifically what do you mean?
In case you government wants to do a development and there is no land available, what are some of the strategies to put in place for the right land for development?
Yes, I think with our reforms, we, under our national development plan, that is the ILWA, we are trying to make sure we plan how to govern land in this country. But in governing that land, what we want to do is to audit the land, to make sure all lands are recorded and digitalized. This is what we are thinking of. The moment you have the audits, you know exactly wherever any land is and for what use. Without this assessment, it will be very difficult to manage land. So this is what we are doing. I think that will give us an opportunity, to make sure we plan very well for land use. This is the way we are thinking.
Okay. Next, we have Kaira Banyus.
Yes, I think the Minister of Fisheries talked about it. We are expecting, I think if I am not wrong, we are expecting nothing less than $50 million as a grant under a project. And in this project, we will purchase boats, fishing boats. These are big boats with all the necessary equipment in it for this country. And it is all for the young people. But this time, it will be different. We want to train the youth first. If they are trained, and we know that they are trained very well and professionally, they can handle these boats, and they can do this job, and they can take it as a business. That's the time now we will allocate these boats to these young people to do fishing in this country. It will do a lot of things for the youth. It will create jobs for them. It will create jobs, and at the same time, it will grow the economy, because they should play a very important role as far as our economy is concerned. It will also save us foreign currency because we can export the fish from the Gambia. And foreign currency is a challenge in this country because our exports is very limited. But with that, I think we can increase our exports outside and bring in foreign currency into this country. That is good for our economy, is good for inflation. So this is what we have for the use as far as fisheries is concerned.
Next, we have Gambia Talent.
Yes, so thank you very much, Your
I think the Saudi King is something new, but before the Saudi, we have our plans. I think we have visited Denmark. We are trying to train our young people here, to train them as engineers. We want to train them as technicians. Skills. When you train young people and if they are skillful, that means you are empowering them. That means you are creating jobs for them. And most of these young people who will be trained, most of them are on government scholarship. And also, part of our trade policies, we want to move towards industrialization. In this industrialization, we are creating an environment so that business people can come here and create industries. I don't have the list, but for sure, if you go to Gaipa will tell you for the past 2 years how many companies are established in this Gambia and how many of them have started work, how many jobs they have created. Because recently, Economic Council meeting, they gave us all these figures. I cannot remember the figures. There are a lot of Gambians are employed under these new industries. So industrialization will create jobs for the youth. But I think to train the youth to be engineers in this country, or youth to be skillful, if they have skills, that will create jobs for them. This is what we are doing, but we will not limit ourselves to that. That's why we have this Saudi Avenue that is now available, and obviously priority countries. Gambia is among the priority countries. Countries that officially are very much limited in Saudi. Gambia is among them. So 12 million jobs, why not? Before you travel illegally, I think it's better you travel legally. So this is the way we are thinking, but definitely back home, I think we are doing a lot. Even the Youth Enterprise Fund, we train the youths how to do business, and we also give them startup monies. So this is basically what we are doing.
Star TV? Okay, Skyrock.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Maria Party from Skyrock TV. My question is, in a meeting at Kaul, Mr. Panjai cited that the pension allowance of the civil servant should be increased. So what is your government action?
Say that again.
I said, in a meeting held at Kaul, Mr. Tapanjai cited that the pension allowance of civil servants should be increased. What is your government reaction to that? Thank you.
Well, in a meeting, people can just come and say anything they like, because the platform is there. But I think if you look at our records, we just increase pension by 100%. I don't think it has happened anywhere in the world. And also not increasing the pension only. Now, with the public service ministry, we are digitalizing the pension system so that when you get pension, you can get paid within 1 month, within 30 days. Sometimes it used to take them like almost 1 year, 2 years, you run in after your pension to get your money. Now it will take you about 30 days. And it is stopped there. Now you don't have to travel from Basel or from Koina to come for your pension. You will be in Koina and you get your pension. So this is what we are doing, part of our reforms. But I think the pension was just increased recently, and the increment was like 100%.
Thank you. Next, PYFC. Are they in?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Fatima Jao from PYC TV. And then I have a question to ask, which is, what is your government doing to help address the water crisis in Bulu and surrounding?
Yes, I talked about it yesterday at the Bundu meeting. We are doing everything possible because I call on all the technicians to come around to see how best we can address the water problem for Bundu. I'm not a technician, but there are a lot of technical things that are part of this problem. One, the population of Bundu has increased. Two, the pipes were service pipes that were in Bundu. These are smaller size. These all need to be changed, but that will take time. For the short term, he said now we will dig a borehole for them. This borehole was tested. They tested, I think, 50 meters. The water was not good. 100 to 200 meters, same thing. They said the iron content is very, very high. These are technicians and this water is tested. It is not like President Barrow, who is not technician. When I dig a water, the moment the water is flowing, I'm happy. No, this one is tested. But we are now looking for an alternative. There is a borehole that is dug at, how to call it, Nema. We will be connecting that borehole to Bundu in the next 2 weeks, according to my technicians. Inshallah, maybe within a month, we would have addressed some of the challenges as far as water is concerning Bundu and surrounding. So.
Okay. Thank you very much. We take another round and we will wrap it up after that. So, let's just follow the same so that we don't confuse each other. DRPS?
Yes. Excellency, during the tour, you visited several development projects across the country. Infrastructural projects. You've seen and discussed with the officials the status of these projects. Are you satisfied with the pace of the projects? Do you think they are going according to plan? Or do you think the government needs to do more to pressurize or to put some pressure on some of these contractors to please to meet the deadlines?
I cannot say I'm satisfied 100%. But overall, I think we are progressing because there are some challenges. And the challenges also is not only government or the contractor. Here and there, you can have challenges of supply, and this supply, you are not in control. Some of the supplies are international. They come from other countries, like bitumen and all sort of, so these are some challenges. And also some of the quarries also, there are challenges. Sometimes they are tested, and most of the contracts you sign, these quarries should be within 5 kilometers. Sometimes they test within 5 kilometers. The quarries are not good. They are not happy with the quality of the stone that they have in those quarries. So that means they have to look for alternative. Sometimes the alternatives increase to 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. These all have implications for the projects. But the layman don't think that way. So these are all factors. So overall, we are happy, but we cannot say 100%. We are progressing, but there are challenges. But for sure, government, we are committed, and I am the chief consultant when it comes to these projects. So I make sure I follow up these projects. These are my priority projects, and there will be legacy projects. So I want to make sure that they are completed. But we're doing everything possible. Yeah.
QTV. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for my chance here. We had farmers. Usually the discussion is centered around Gambia cultivating groundnut, maize, coals. What is the government doing in order to diversify the agriculture sector of this country, to expand it into different areas? Thank you.
Yes, that's why we are thinking of producing rice, because rice is our staple food. Before bringing in new varieties in the market, I think there is one market that we need to improve, that is rice production. Because we all eat rice every day. And if you look at the deficit, the gap for the supply in this country, is about 80%. So obviously, we are deploying most of our resources, to improving rice production in this country. So I think our main priority is rice, because as far as we are concerned, we are doing very well as far as groundnut, course, because I have never seen businessmen importing groundnuts in this country, of course. So that means we are supplying the market. It is enough in the market. So I think the area that we are not doing well is rice.
Yeah, thank you once again. Your Excellency, during your meeting in Bundukakuta yesterday, the Speaker highlighted challenges ranging to the graveyard, which he said is full capacity and it belongs to the whole community of Congress. Do you consider this plea for relocation of any available space as a project, and what's the government doing for that?
Yes, thank you for asking this question. I think immediately when this was mentioned, I spoke to my minister. He was sitting next to me. We called the technicians to look at what is available. But when they look at, I think in their system, they don't have land available in those areas for graveyard. But they said there is no problem without a solution. As a government, we will sit together. We will look for a solution. The problem is communities they sold all their land around those areas, forgetting that one day somebody will have that call, and you have to answer to the call. But that is not an excuse. As a government, we are here to solve problems. We look for a solution, and for sure, we will find one.
Point.
Thank you, Excellency. During the meeting in London, you spoke high about the NPP, which is known as the new one. And you have outlined your plan to have a new constitution. Are you talking about the draft constitution? Is there any plan to bring a new constitution? If it is a draft constitution, is there any amendment of it or not?
A constitution is a document that will manage the affairs of this country. In that, we have stakeholders. It's the same document, but we want all stakeholders around the table so that we sit together, we iron out our differences, and see that if we can reach in consensus into it, so that we can adopt the document and sell it to the Gambian people, because obviously we have to go for referendum. Maybe we are the one at the privileged position, but we have our people around the country, our communities, they have a say in it. So that is the constitution I'm talking about. It's the same constitution, definitely.
Soraya?
Good afternoon once again. Mr. President, people are concerned about the OIC road project, especially that of the 50-kilometer roads, which are in the Greater Banjul area. People are saying that the contractors are serious about these works when you are visiting. Like, for example, when we went to Brooklyn yesterday, people came out and they were saying, Mr. President, these people are working because you are coming here. But once you are gone, the work stops. So what is the government doing in terms of supervising this work to make sure that these people meet their timeline?
But I don't think they would have been able to do all what they have done just within this short period that we gave them this notice. They might have increased their work schedule. That is possible. But I think if you look at the progress since I visited the last time and now, definitely they have achieved a lot. And I said, well, what we see is only what is happening on the ground. But at the background, there are a lot of technical issues, relocation here and there, demolition. So these are all small things that are there. Some of them even they are ahead of the relocation teams. They have to wait. So we cannot just blame the contractors only. There are also other organized institutions. Gamtel is part of it, NAVEC, you understand? These are all institutions that are part of this road network. So without relocating these services, we cannot proceed. Bundun, they are having the same problem. Relocation is not finished. So it is affecting the work they are doing. So it's not the contractors only. This is not like you are working in the provinces. We have a lot of services, and our communities, we are not expecting this also at this time, and it was not planned. So now that we have to do them, there's a lot of demolition, there's a lot of relocation of services, so that is also delaying the work. But I think we are happy with the progress so far, definitely. Yeah.
Nyato, Gambia. Good afternoon. Thanks once again, Your Excellency. On behalf of like us practicing onto the farmers, not only onto the media professionals, we go down to the grassroots. Issues have been discussed, and they say that at the end of the day, the government would like the farmers to sell their groundnuts to them. And then on many occasions during your meetings, you have mentioned that there will be security control along the borders. So what guarantee is laid on the table for that, so that to ensure that the groundnut will stay? And if possible, is there any project plan laid for advocating to the farmers so that they can sell the groundnuts to the government? Thank you.
Yes, not specifically plans just to police the grounds live in this country, but I think it's the responsibility of the security to make sure that when government give instructions, they follow the instructions, because we are doing this for the good of this country. Because if you look at fertilizer, it's highly subsidized. More than half of the price is subsidized for the farmers. We are spending almost nearly 500 million. So if you spend 500 millions, others come to this country, they are not even licensing, they just buy the granules, and export it to other countries, go make profit out of it, whilst government is subsidizing the fertilizer in country. I don't think it's fair. And government need foreign currency for that matter. So obviously selling it to government, that means you are helping your own country, because GGC will purchase these granules and export the granules. If they export the groundnut, it provides foreign currency for this country. It grow our economy. And we are also going further now. We are building a plan, a processing plan for these groundnuts. They are working very hard. We think that this year they will finish. But if they didn't finish this year, but in 2025, they will finish the plan. Because we want to process the groundnuts here so that we add the value. If we add the value, we will get maximum. So that's what we are trying. And in trying that, we have to collaborate with the farmers. The farmers are our partners, because without government, obviously all the support that the farmers are getting, they will not get that, and they cannot produce the quantity they are producing today without the support of the government. It is not only fertilizer only. There's a lot of things that government is doing for farmers.
Thank you. Next, we have the Caravan News. Have another question? Okay, what about Block TV?
Good evening, Mr. President. You have inaugurated a pastoral farm for animals in Wulin. Your government has planned to introduce such farms across the country for the animals?
Of course, this is just a sample farm. Government will be doing other farms around the country, looking at the location of animals in the country, in different regions. But if I am not mistaken, I think we'll be doing about 600 farms. If I'm not mistaken, I think that is That is the advice. That is the target, to do 600 pastoral farms in this country. So we will be doing this all over the country. What we will look at also, we will audit, the population of animals in areas. Depending on that, then we will be doing these farms. This is just a sample farm.
Thank you very much once again. My question is, during the call of this video, people asked for, given these concerns of the cost of living, what is your government doing, or the plans made by your government in terms of, controlling the skyrocketing of prices of living?
Yes, government is doing everything possible to reduce the cost of living in this country. First of all, that will be technical, but providing farmers with subsidized agriculture. We are subsidizing food for them, because the food they produce, that's what they consume, basically, in the provinces. So in the first place, we are subsidizing them. Secondly, government institutions are involved in helping business people to import rice in this country. To import rice and sell it at a very reasonable price, at a reduced price to the Gambian people. We are doing that. But we will also continue the advocacy also back home here. The bag of course will cost you 3,000. And a bag of rice is 50 kilo. Maybe the bag of course is 50 kilo. And they're charging 3,000. So that means if you sell a bag of course, you buy 2 bags of rice. So I think back home here also, we should also look at here, I think there should be an advocacy that people should look at also their prices because in this country. But if we are talking about cost of rice, and we are importing rice from Japan or any other part of the world, importing it, paying transportation, bringing it up to Gambia here. You want the rice price to be cheap, but you want your costs to be, skyrocketing. I think that also needs to be looked at. But I think government is doing everything possible to make sure cost of living is not very high in this country. That's our contribution, definitely. Yeah. We are talking to our partners, especially the African Development Bank. They are very much interested in that, so that we create a bank for women, because they are the vulnerable group, as I said. They are the disadvantaged, and we need to support the women. So if we support women, that means we are supporting the entire country. We the men, if we have a lot of money, we think of marrying another wife. But when you get your money, you think of taking it to the house. So we want to support the women.
Thank you. Next, PYFC, you have another question?
Thank you once again, Mr. President. Okay, we heard that you announced taking the youth to Saudi Arabia to find rich pasture. But many think that the amount of human trafficking that the Arab don't treat black guys. So, please, what is your take on that?
This one is formalized, and all the legal aspects of it is looked at, and documents are signed. The security is guaranteed, you understand, and your human rights and everything is guaranteed. That's why government is doing everything possible to protect our citizens. So that's why this is a formal process. This is not informal. This is government involved. It is different from where a bana or a coxer or somebody else trafficking is doing things. It's not the same.
Thank you very much, sir. With that, I would like to ask the last question. That is, the MCC, the World Bank, and others. What is your opinion, and what do you want to share with Gambians regarding how the country was able to achieve such?
Yes, we did a good job within this period. There is a room for improvement, definitely. But I think my message to Gambians is we should be together, we should support each other, and we should work for this country. As far as our democracy is concerned, we want all of us to be tolerant and be law-abiding, and make sure we do everything possible to work with government. And whatever we do, we follow due process. We follow the law. I think that is the best way forward and build our institutions. Institutions we are building, if the institutions are strong, it makes a huge difference for this country, especially the institutions that are independent. That is the judiciary, the audit, national audits, the National Assembly. These are all independent institutions. The central bank, I think these are the institutions that we want to make them very, very strong. We want all of your support, especially the media. You, the media, you have a big responsibility in this because you have to be selling your country. Your news have to be positive. But always they say positive news is no news. But I say no to that. It is news because you sell your country and you sell good product about your country. If you sell your country, it benefits you. Because if a tourist is coming to Gambia and he happens to get a negative news about the Gambia, he might not even come. He might change his mind. If an investor wants to come to Gambia, hearing about negative things about Gambia, you think the investor will come? He will not. And that is the power of media. The media is very, very powerful. So we want the media to be very positive. For concluding, I will thank you for joining my tour, making sure that people are seeing what is happening and, seeing the projects, seeing what Gambians are saying. I think this is very, very important. We have to thank you for that. I've seen all of you struggling behind the media vehicle here and there. It's difficult. It's not easy, but we are doing it for our country. We achieve it together. The legacy will be for all of us. We thank all of you for the support. We thank you also for taking time, to come and join us as far as this media briefing is concerned. I heard that it is live. I know many people are watching. So we thank you very much. We are grateful. It's an honor.
Thank you very much.